Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning on WTMB. Joe and Kim Palo with you on this Wednesday. And as promised, we're joined by our buddy, our friend, our resident historian, our pal, our PayPal, Ron Moore.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I pay well to be here, don't I?
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a great thing. And of course, you're a wealth of information about the county and the area.
Of anything.
That's true. But again, Kim, if he doesn't know, he makes it up. He's a good one for that.
Right.
He's able to just right off the top of the.
I embellish.
Yeah.
Embellish is the word. I learned that. So embellish.
The word of the day.
Yeah,
embellish.
Embellish. That means I lie really good. Well, I'm talking about being sick.
Okay.
Not me personally, but growing up sick in Bradley County. Not me growing up, but sick in Bradley County.
Yeah.
You know, of course, when the Cherokees were here, they were doctors that came through, but we didn't actually have a hospital. Used to, if you had a surgery, they cleaned off your kitchen table and, you know, just had that. The doctors usually brought their own knives, so didn't use the kitchen knives.
Thank goodness.
Had their own bags, and, you know, and we during the Civil War, we had a lot of field-type hospitals located here, and when we had breakout of smallpox, which we did, you know, we had segregated places. But it wasn't until 1916 did we ever have an established hospital in Bradley County. And that was started by Carl T. Speck. Dr. Carl T. Speck started Speck Hospital. Now, for you people who are younger, Speck Hospital, or didn't grow up here, Speck Hospital is where the Bank of Cleveland's parking lot is now. There at Inman and Broad.
Okay.
That was Speck Hospital. It first started just around the corner up in the Mayfield building, where it had 5 beds and 1 operating room. And that's the Mayfield's building is basically around where the Spot is. Everybody knows where the Spot restaurant upstairs up there. It started with 5 beds. Then it moved over to, in 1921, they built that new building there, the Speck Hospital, and they moved in there, and it had a laboratory and X-ray in 1921 here in Bradley County. Now, that continued as the only hospital, well, not the only hospital, but the main hospital in Bradley County until in 1952, Dr. Speck died, and then his son, C.T. Speck Jr., and then with the help of George Speck and Ruth Helen Speck Hardwick, Specks married in the Hardwick family, ran it until 1962. And that's when it closed. And I remember my grandfather being in there and going visiting. It was the only time I ever remember being in Speck Hospital. And
were you born in there?
No. I was born at Bradley Memorial.
Oh, it was Bradley Memorial?
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you
that. All right, I could get to that.
Don't get ahead.
I'm thinking 62, I mean.
Well, 62, yeah. Well, now, so but in 1932, there was PNS Hospital started.
Okay.
And it was called, that was Physicians and Surgeons Hospital. It was started by Dr. Ferguson, and it was in the old Harrell House on Inman Street. Now, to give you a reference where that is, if you know where the museum is now at 5 Point, the museum is basically where PNS Hospital, right there.
Whereabouts?
About right in that area there.
Right.
You know. And that's why I guess 5 Points Pharmacy was probably located right over there.
And of course, that was more pharmacy.
Don't get much past
more pharmacy.
That was more pharmacy also. It had 16 beds, but regularly had about 25 patients. Okay. So I don't know if they sit in the floor, or, you know, but
maybe they're double bedded.
And Dr. S.J. Sullivan and Charles Herron also were in the hospital, and it closed in 1952 when Bradley Memorial opened. Okay. Now, Dr. Sullivan went on to become the chief of staff at Bradley Memorial.
Okay.
So now here comes Bradley Memorial, the big fancy hospital. It opened in 1952, Dr. Sullivan, chief of staff. It had 50 beds.
Wow.
Ooh.
So, and now in 1960, they added 50 more beds. We were a sick bunch here. And in 1962, we added another 50 beds.
Wow.
And in 67, we came along and added, got it up to 182 beds.
Wow.
Wow.
And then until about 1970, we had the major building, or in the 70s, we had the major building that we have now, and you see all that complexes. It's been added on since then. Of course, now is Sky Ridge We'll get
Well,
that
what
right.
happened to PNS when all this was going on?
PNS just closed because Bradley Memorial basically just ran them out of
and
business.
Sullivan came over to be the chief of staff,
Yeah.
so he was
So that was
probably
it.
a
He
better
just
doctor
left
than he
PNS.
was a businessman.
Just left him behind.
Yes.
I just
So
walked away from
a
those
lot of
beds
babies,
and brought him over.
a lot of babies was born at PNS, you know, and during World War II when it was running, a lot of times the midwives and different people just delivered the babies as doctors were called out into duty
Right,
also.
right.
So an interesting time there for that, but a lot of people, and everybody thought PNS was older. Actually, PNS was a newer hospital than Speck. Bradley Memorial was basically a lot of the funding came from the Hill-Burton Hospital Construction Act, where the government paid 52 cents on the dollar, and Bradley County had to pay 48. So shows where sometimes government spending is helpful in building a community there.
Yeah.
So now, you'd never guess who the very first baby born at Bradley Memorial Hospital.
So it was okay, and it was 52, right?
Well, that's when
Was it when it was-
the maternity ward opened, I guess, a little later. You know,
Little
but
later?
you know they could have been. But the first baby born at Bradley Memorial Hospital,
Was who?
Alan Jones.
Are you
Oh
serious?
yes, I think I remember hearing that before.
Yes, and then ironically, they remodeled the maternity ward years later, and the first baby born there was Will Jones, Alan's
kidding.
son. So,
Wow, there's a
He
story
probably,
there.
they probably had a baby just to do that. To make
yes,
that
yeah, Alan planned
He
that.
planned
yeah.
that. He planned
Very,
that.
There's
very
a
organized.
story
He is.
Yeah.
Well, he has to be.
And of course,
Wow,
the
how
strange thing
interesting. No kidding.
is back then when Alan was the first baby born, directly, you know, connected to the hospital then was a check into cash.
Yes.
It's a weird thing. And he, I don't know how that even happened. I think I remember hearing that too.
Right. So it sure was. Yeah.
So Alan and then Will.
Yes.
That is a very kind of
Just
coincidental
some trivia
strange-
that people won't
Yeah,
know.
that is
There you
good
go.
trivia.
See, you always have good
See
stuff.
how we, and
You
if
have
that's
good
not
stuff.
true, it sounds good, right?
And I want to tell you on Old Town Cleveland, which is on Whoop 99.9,
Right.
Saturday mornings from 10 to 12.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be talking about the history of Cleveland State.
Oh,
Right here where we're sitting at
okay.
Right where we're
morning.
Okay,
sitting.
okay.
So we've got some of the people that were there when it started,
No kidding.
and talked to some people that laid some of the first brick. So
No, good
Wow.
show. Good
Well,
show.
that will
All
be
right,
a very
y'all.
good show.
You better listen.
And
pretty
10
soon-
o'clock. 10 o'clock.
and then pretty soon we're going to try to chase down Louis Alford and talk about 1976, the Bradley High football championship, and where those guys are today. You know, it's hard for me to imagine that 76 is history.
I
know.
know. And that was the
I know.
bicentennial.
I know.
Do you remember that? I mean, the bicentennial?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
And it is. That's been like so many, you know.
I knew it is history. That's so bad.
I was the
It's
chairman of the
40.
bicentennial parade for Cleveland.
Were you really?
Yes. And we had all kinds of, we had, you know, Shriners from 7 states. We had
Right.
Miss World Coke. For
Wow.
that. And we brought blimps in, not real big blimps, but it was the biggest parade ever in history.
No kidding.
And Governor George Wallace was supposed to be the speaker at the end of the parade.
Oh,
But he
really?
got
Now,
shot.
did you set that up?
Yes, it did. And George Wallace was the first time he was ever going to speak at a mall after he had been shot.
Wow.
And his plane got trapped in Arkansas by a tornado, and he didn't make it. And I know later that night, Governor Wallace called me and said, "This is Governor Wallace, Mr. Moe, how are you?" So that's my claim to fame. I still have his plaque, by the way, at my house. I have Governor George Wallace's plaque in my house.
That you were going to give him.
I was going to give him. He didn't show up. I kept it.
There you
There
go.
you go.
That's
Well,
what
see,
it should
that's history in itself.
Yes.
be. Yes.
That and about $5 to get you some Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, you get that cup of coffee at McDonald's now for $1.
Well, but Starbucks is $5.
That's
Starbucks,
right. I know.
right. Well, see, now, you know what I think is interesting, too, is how fast that hospital grew. You talk about from,
50
52
beds.
to 62, automatically 50 more beds,
Yes.
and then right after that, it was like, you're right, it's like everybody got sick here real quick. Was it that, or was it that they just wanted to expand the hospital just in case?
Well, it's just the way people started being sick now. You know, it used to
Right,
be
you
it
just
was all
stayed
at
at
home
home.
and midwives for births. And also it was a regional hospital. You have to remember people out of Polk County come in.
Yeah, that's
it also became an emergency center too, which that, and of course, you know, we stayed the main emergency for this area until until about 1980s when they changed the laws in Tennessee, and they rated the emergency rooms. Now, Erlanger is the main emergency center here. We have minor surgery here. Then they sort of, this would be a triage area, and they send them on to
They took all the
Erlanger
trauma
now.
there.
Yeah, it's the
Well,
trauma center. Thank you.
Interested to know, like when they had a emergency back in the 20s. So the ambulances, I guess, were horse-drawn. Did they, or was it?
Well, really wasn't an ambulance.
That's what I'm saying. It was just like a carriage with a horse. Go pick this guy up. Yeah. And they brought him in.
Yeah, the phone call was takes.
But I mean, the siren. I mean, it was a guy sitting on top of that going, woo.
Well, you have to realize, even when there was a fire, that there was bells that at the courthouse, and the bells would ring different tones and different sequences.
For different emergencies.
They tell the firemen
how strong of a fire.
Well, no. Where it was, northeast, northwest, and then you just went and looked for smoke.
So it wasn't like the 3-alarm, 4-alarm, 5-alarm fire?
Yeah, it would say it's in the northeast, it's in southeast, or something like that. And the volunteer fire, it was all volunteer back then, and the fire truck would come up and circle the courthouse, and the firemen would run and jump on to the fire truck to go into the fire. So this was a long process while your house is burning. So, the bells are ringing, then somebody has to show up to jump on the wagon, and the wagon had to get there. And
if the wagon goes too fast and the guy misses when he jumps, he's got to come around again.
That was part of it also.
Then they're going to the hospital. We need to go to commercial break, Joe, if we're going to get everybody on today.
All right. Well, so anyway, so that's the history of the hospitals in Bradley County.
Right.
And so today we're fortunate to have Sky Ridge with two big campuses.
Yes.
One over here on West Side Drive, and of course the main campus.
And we're getting close to Chattanooga. I heard we're only 5 miles from Chattanooga, so we're closer to Erlanger.
Exactly, whether we realize it or not. All right. Well, Ron, thank you so much for being here. Ron Moore each and every Wednesday with the history of Cleveland. And today, of course, the hospitals, which is very interesting. And then so now you know. And so you can, when you go into Sky Ridge, you can say, I know how you guys started. You probably won't say that, but you could. It is 6:59. We've got 71 degrees currently on the outside. We're going to be back with Kathy Irwin. We have Scott Webb on the way as well. After this, stay right where you are.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m. or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin with a Skitten Micro Laser Peel. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Now's your chance to showcase your small business products or services. The Be Your Own Boss Expo is coming to Bradley Square Mall in Cleveland, Tennessee on Saturday, September the 17th. This expo will provide you with networking opportunities and services to help you grow your small business. Vendors will be able to connect with hundreds of potential clients without the high expense of advertising. If you own a small business in or around Cleveland, Tennessee, you do not want to miss this event. For more information, visit byobexpo.net or call 865-368-1095.
Hello, welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning on WTMB. Again, Joe and Kim Palo with you, your host today on this Wednesday. Hope you're having a good morning. We thank you so much for tuning in. We're joined by Kathy Irwin of PALS, and we're going to talk about her little Pugsley, her little friend that she has there in just a second. First of all, want to wish our son Corey Palo a happy 31st birthday today. Today he turns 31, makes us feel very old. but happy birthday, Corey. And also, don't forget, starting tomorrow, Cleveland City Schools start back tomorrow, Thursday. And then Bradley County Schools will start up this coming Monday, the 8th. Also, another little reminder, Cleveland Media Network and Mix 104.1 will host the 2011 Home Run Derby benefiting Bradley County Disaster Relief Fund. All proceeds will aid in recovery efforts for the tornado victims in Cleveland and Bradley County. Event will be held this Saturday at Tinsley Softball Complex with finals starting at 7 o'clock. Registration fee, $20 per batter. Cost for spectators, $5 each or $10 for a family. Event information and registration can be found at www.clevelandmedianetwork.com. So it's going to be a great event, be a lot of fun. We hope you make your plans to be there.
Yeah, we're lucky because we live in Northwoods. We can just walk right down
we
the
walk
street.
right through
We can then right through the yard of the, they were very smart. They made a pathway, everything.
Yes.
Because
People cut right
we
through their yard.
use their yard anyway, so they just made a nice path. They paved it and everything. We go across the bridge, and we're there.
You're right there.
was
So
great
it's going to
when
be
the
a lot
kids
of fun. Of
growing
course,
up.
it's
Oh, yeah.
Saturday.
Ride
Now,
the
real
bikes
quick,
and
our
fun.
weather forecast. Let's take a look at this today. Mostly sunny skies, high of 98, around 100, low of 74. Tomorrow, chance of rain with a high of 95, low of 71. Then on Friday, chance of rain returns, high of 95, once again, low of 73. Currently 71 degrees, 7:05. And again, we hope you're having yourself a good Wednesday morning. Kathy Irwin, PALS in Pugsley. Kathy, thank you for being with us again today.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us about Pugsley.
Pugsley belonged to one of my neighbors.
Okay.
And they had to move and could not take Pugsley with them. He has spent his whole life on a chain.
Oh, no.
So he doesn't have a whole lot of social skills. He has
But he flirts pretty good.
He does. He does. He's not quite sure how to always behave. The nice thing is being a pug beagle mix, and he is probably a 15-inch beagle, not a 13 like we're used to seeing. The nice thing about having the pug in him, pugs are very food motivated. So if I want him to do something, if I offer a treat.
Right, he's easily trained that way.
Yes. I was kind of amazed because he didn't know what treats were.
Right.
He knows now.
He knows that. I know, and he's got soulful eyes. He's got beautiful eyes, and he's got a lot. I mean, he does. I mean, he could con me out of several treats, I'm sure.
He's going through a little bit of separation anxiety. When I leave him, he makes this horrible noise. Oh, the first time he did it, I thought, my word, what is wrong with this poor dog? But that's just the noise he makes. He had a little patch of Demodex mange. We've treated that. It's not uncommon for dogs that have, in-system Demodex if they have a stress, any kind of change.
Right.
We see that. It's no big deal. We treat it. He has not yet been neutered, but he needs to have his nails clipped. Dogs with dark quicks, I'm real hesitant to trim because I don't want to get too short.
Right.
So we'll have the vet do that when he goes in for his visit.
Oh, buddy,
Now,
when you go in for that visit, it's going to be a visit of all visits.
There's a joke about he said, I thought I was just going in to get my nails clipped.
You see, he's still got a little bit of the dark from the mange on his ear, but the hair is growing back. So that's a
gorgeous.
That's a
now,
good
Kathy,
sign.
let me ask you. Now, will he be up for adoption Saturday?
I actually had him at our adoption last Saturday just to socialize him and see how he would do. Because he's been tied for so long and had restricted activity, his muscle mass is not what it should be. He doesn't have a lot of stamina. Okay. This dog should be able to run for hours. Right. He can't. I will take him back up to Petco Saturday. You know, I'm willing to adopt him. It's going to have to be somebody who's pretty special and knows what they're doing.
And ready to really, this is a real rescue here. Pugsley's is a real rescue, and so you're going to have have that desire to rehabilitate and to train and to just be a real caring parent.
He has learned to walk on the lead just in a short amount of time, and he's not resisting it, where a lot of dogs that have been tied will resist the lead. Absolutely. He's learning to walk on that. He's, learning to wag his tail.
Yes, he was very friendly and he was in the crate just fine. And when I went up to the car, he greeted me and came over, and came to the crate, and he was very friendly.
As you can tell, he is. I mean, just very calm sitting there. So he's not a very hyper dog.
He's not. I don't know what would happen after he
gets
really
secure, he might be.
he may be. Most dogs, when we rub like this, will turn towards it. He doesn't, but that's part of that is, we socialize early.
Right.
And he hasn't had that, but he's learning.
I just love that face. I mean, that's a face that you could get a hold of and kiss it. I'm telling you.
I know
hey,
it,
buddy.
Yeah.
What's the matter, pal?
I mean, look at that, right in the mouth. Right there on that square every day, kissing him hard. I'm telling you.
Such a good boy.
He is a good boy.
But the one thing I was going to tell you, you were mentioning that you have a 31-year-old child and you're much too young. I have a 31-year-old grandchild.
Well, now you're much too young for that. Seriously. No, you don't. Are you serious?
Seriously.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm. We have a 10-year-old great-grandchild.
Oh, my goodness, Kathy. I didn't know that. Honestly, you do not look old enough to have a 31.
You do not.
Oh, I do. So that's...
Well, you just started really, really young.
Well, I did start young, but but this is...
Well, all right, buddy, so you're going to Petco.
But as we said before we went on air, now we don't really know about how old he is. He's a young adult, but we don't really know probably how old he is. But he's very well-mannered, well-behaved. So if you are somebody that is interested, and as Kathy said, if this dog's going to have to take some extra care with because it hasn't been socialized, and it's. I mean, would you consider it to have been neglected? I mean, if not food and water, but maybe with socialization.
He has had food and water. He hasn't had a lot of exercise. I'll move him and he'll get upset. See, he's lean. He doesn't have a real good muscle mass back here. Try not to.
He's going, I don't want to.
Don't want to get up there. I don't want to.
Pugsley, what a good boy.
I'm really a good boy, but he wouldn't look at us at first, but now he's starting to explore, and he's a good boy. He's just going to take somebody that understands. If you're looking for a dog that's going to run and play with you the first day, this is not Pugsley. He's not going to do that.
Now, how is he getting along with the other dogs you have at your house?
Oh, so far has not met a stranger.
Okay, good.
At my house.
Good.
And the nice thing about my animals is I bring a new one home and it's like, oh, we've got a new brother. We've got a new sister. So they don't know. And so, but he's done, I'd say he's a good boy. But he's done very well. He doesn't like sirens.
Well, me either.
But
I have to call them.
I don't like them either.
Look at his
I know. Look at that face. I'm telling you. I'm telling you this right here.
Oh, I know.
Right there.
You just want to.
Right there.
Very, very cute dog.
Good boy. You just want to shake him and.
As you can tell, he doesn't get too excited about much of anything. He's just like, I'm just here.
Let's see, he's not used to being held.
Right.
He'll tolerate it for a while.
Yeah.
But that all comes. Yeah.
Now, because he was outside, would he make a good inside dog for somebody, or would he need to be an outside
I
dog?
have had him in the house, and I keep him kenneled when I'm not home.
Right.
Part of that is the socialization. Part of that is how house trainable are they. We've had a couple of accidents, but part of that is my fault. I don't know his signs yet. He could go into the house. Typical beagles shed, but not a whole lot of dogs don't shed.
Right. I've got them.
Yeah. I mean, that's just part of having an animal. He brushes well. He's had a couple of baths because he had a lot of parasites. He does well in the tub. He hasn't resisted.
That's good.
I haven't tried the blow dryer to dry him yet. I still towel dry.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I still towel dry.
It's warm outside, and
so it's just, you know.
So somebody can come see Pugsley Saturday at Petco.
Yes.
From what time?
11 to at least 3 o'clock, depending on the weather. Last week it was so hot we shut down about 3. Sometimes we're there till 5.
Okay.
But depending on the weather, we don't like to keep them out in the heat, even though we have a canopy out.
And go by Petco Saturday and visit Pugsley, and of course there'll be other animals there. And if you don't take Pugsley home, maybe you'll see another animal there that you could take home and for your forever friend, as Julie would always say.
Pugsley has been sponsored, so there will be no adoption fee for him.
Oh, wow, good.
A friend of mine has said, you know, every once in a while one tugs at her heart, and Pugsley is one of those. Both of our puppies we had on last week got adopted this Saturday.
Oh, good.
I wasn't ready for them to be adopted, but
I don't know how you do what you do. I would have the most horrible time saying goodbye. I mean, I could do it better than Joe, because Joe just they wouldn't go anywhere. We would have, he wouldn't let me.
Well, there was a story yesterday that they had on the morning show yesterday, where there was a lady from the Animal Hoarder show that had 80 dogs at her home. That they had,
and then they're no longer pets.
No, they're not pets.
Then they're
not
objects that you own.
If I can't take time to socialize, to spend some time with them, I don't want to just walk through and throw food and water at my animals. Yeah.
Very good point. So those of you that have a lot of dogs, you know, just take a few. Just have a few. Let somebody else have a couple.
It's quality.
Yeah. Quality of life.
Absolutely the quality of life of you and
the animal.
The animal.
That's right.
All right, folks. Well, Kathy, thank you so much for bringing Pugsley
on. Thank you for
on.
having us.
Thanks,
and again,
Pugsley.
folks, remember Saturday, 11 o'clock, Petco. You can see Pugsley or some other fine animals there and take one home for your very own. All right.
Yes.
Well, Pugsley is going to be available, and Scott Webb is available in the backpack here. We're going to have him on in just a few. We'll be back with more Tennessee Valley this morning, 7:15, 71 degrees. Thank you for joining us. Back with more after this.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin with a Skin Micro Laser Peel. The Micro Laser Peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Now's your chance to showcase your small business products or services. The Be Your Own Boss Expo is coming to Bradley Square Mall in Cleveland, Tennessee on Saturday, September the 17th. This expo will provide you with networking opportunities and services to help you grow your small business. Vendors will be able to connect with hundreds of potential clients without the high expense of advertising. If you own a small business in or around Cleveland, Tennessee, you do not want to miss this event. For more information, visit byobexpo.net or call 865-368-1095.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Just throw down right here.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley this morning on WTMB. We are so glad you have joined us on this Wednesday. Joe and Kim Palo with you, joined now by our friend, my buddy, who's mad at me for some reason. I can't even figure it out. I don't know, maybe because he got up so early.
I can
we can figure it out, Joe.
You can come up with something.
It's not a big mystery.
All right, come up with some reason. But, Scott Webb, of course, Media Director, Walker Valley High School, and our buddy, and of course my compadre, Football Friday. Ron was here.
He makes Joe look so good on Football Friday and at the block party and the parade.
Right.
I mean,
and I won't say what I said before. When she said that before, I said because he stands right next to me. But that's for something. That's something else. I had to say it again. It was so cute. It's so cute. Oh yeah. Cute because yeah, it's cute. All right. So we got Football Friday starting, but before that starts, while that's happening, we've got another big thing that's going on at Walker Valley High School, a fundraiser. Right. Talk to us about that.
Everybody knows that I was a football coach, former football coach,
and a good one.
Well, that's debatable, but we had I got the opportunity last year to coached my daughter in Powder Puff football last year, which is we have an annual Powder Puff game between the juniors and seniors, and my daughter was a junior last year, so I got to help coach the team, and I said, man, this was a lot of fun, and I said, there's really a potential here for us to do something really great for somebody, and we started putting our heads together, and we came up with this idea called the Pink Ribbon Bowl, and it's actually going to involve 4 area high school teams.
Okay.
Meigs and Polk County High School are going to play in the first game, and then Walker Valley and Bradley is going to play in the second game. And all the proceeds for the event is going to benefit the Marion Locher Foundation. I thought that it was an opportunity for us to put an event together that would be a community-wide event. I mean, in the way I always talked about it when I talk to people, this is not a Walker Valley event. This is not a Bradley event. This is a community-wide event that's hitting people from 3 counties, and it's going to have tons of participation from all the high schools. For example, our band is going to perform at halftime of the second game. So, we're going to have lots of things there. We're going to have, hopefully, we're going to have a lot of area health vendors, and we're going to have a program. We're doing all sorts of stuff, and it's just and trying to raise as much money as we can for the Marion Locher Foundation. being in education, I wanted to find a component to the event that would be an educational component. So we decided to do the vendor thing and try to get information out there about not just about cancer-related things, but about anything health-related.
Sure. Right.
And we picked the Mariana Locher Foundation because they're a scholarship fund, and it's a local scholarship fund. So it was just it's in October, so it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So it's just, you know, it all kind of fell into place, and we're very excited. The Mariana Locher Foundation has been on board since we started these talks, and they're very excited, and they've been very helpful. So we're very excited to be October 6th, and we'll continue to mention that, especially once Football Friday starts up and all that.
We'll have you back to remind everybody.
Yeah, and remind everybody. But you know, it's just an opportunity for us to do something community-wide that can benefit the Mariana Locher Foundation.
Right, and so when you're early enough in the stages too, if there's anyone out there that wants to be involved,
right, and that's one of the reasons why that I'm here today is I want to let everybody know that there are ways that you can be involved. If you would like to have a booth as a vendor and set something up, if you're a local doctor or whatever it is and you'd like to be involved, you can do that. If you would just like as a business and you'd like to be involved, you know, you can sponsor the events. You can be we're selling a program. There's program ads available. So there's lots of ways that you can be involved, and you know, and all the proceeds, all the things that we can collect, all of that is just going to be directly funneled. I can speak. It's a little early for me. It is early. Directly funneled back to the Mariana Locher Foundation.
That's really good, and you can always depend on. You're such a good guy, Scott. You're always doing good stuff.
He is doing good stuff, and of course this.
I mean, you wouldn't be if you weren't such a great guy. You couldn't put up with that for 30 minutes. I'm telling you.
Now it's great. Now Scott and I, if you remember, we were talking earlier in the show. Scott wasn't here, but Scott and I together are like we're the disgusting males together. You know what I'm saying? We're two males that are disgusting together. So we've got no problem with each other and that kind of thing. Although he's mad at me for something.
I understand.
Well, he'll tell me sooner or later. Kim's always mad.
Same reason you are. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't know why I'm mad either.
It doesn't get it sometimes.
No, he doesn't at all.
That's Joe. We love him.
You know. All right. So, but this is the first year of this event.
This is going to be. Yeah, we've done powder puff football in all the schools. Most of the schools have done it in some manner or fashion, and we've done it. I believe, you know, this is the 11th year of Walker Valley. I believe we've done it almost every year that we've been there. So, you know, I just thought, and we're still going to do that. It's still part of our homecoming activities and that sort of stuff. This is going to be something a little extra special that will involve, and you know, we hope that it grows. I hope that next year, you know, this is a full night. We're going to start at 6 o'clock, and it's not scheduled to end until 9 o'clock or later. So there's going to be, we're going to have performances during halftimes of both games. We're doing a survivor walk between the two games on the track. You know, so there's a full night of activity. We're trying to have like a carnival kind of festival
that will be fun.
Activity out there. So it's a full night event, and I hope that next year that we have 4 more high schools that want to get involved, and we got to do a 2-night event.
Right.
And you know, in any way that we can help to benefit and raise money. You know, we had a teacher, Gwen Lane at our school who went through breast. You know, she's praise the Lord, she's clean and all that, but you know, she's part of the team that's helped organizing this and putting this together, and she's been a great help, and she was very inspiring going through the process and just how strong she was, and you know, it's just a way for us to try to give something back. And I've always wanted to put an event together that's not just, you know, all these schools do so many good little clubs and do things that are great, and they help benefit so many things and so many organizations in this area. But I wanted us to see if we could kind of all pool our resources together and do something big. So we've set a goal for $15,000 for the event, and we're working hard to try to make that happen.
I think you'll get, and as you said, grow, and I think it will grow because it sounds like a great event. Now, I'm sure there's going to be food there.
Oh yeah, we'll have a full-blown concession stand, and we're gonna do all the, you know, it's gonna be a big event. We're gonna spare no expense. We're gonna try to make it something that people are gonna look forward to and want to partake of.
Now, again, if somebody wants to be involved, how can they get in touch with you? What do they need to do?
You can contact me at Walker Valley High School at 336-1383. You can contact me on my cell phone at 423-618-2638. Write it down.
There's not Webb's cell phone number.
It don't matter to me. I've learned how to hit the ignore button, especially when Joe Palo pops on the screen. You can send an email to me at swebb@Bradley Schools. We have program ads available at $150 and even down to $25 in price. If you'd like to be a corporate sponsor, there's opportunities there for $1,000, and we're just trying to. And again, all this money, we're just going to pile it all in a bag, and we're going to hand it to the Mariana Locher Foundation, and we really want to try to be one of their biggest events of the year.
I think it's a great thing and a great undertaking, and I know it'll be very successful. As we know, the people in this community rally and gather, and they're very free to give. And if it's a fundraiser, obviously, for a great cause like this, I know it'll be a great success.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and then October the 6th, and you'll see promos and all sorts of stuff on Football Friday.
We'll talk about
coming up in a couple weeks. So we're gonna.
We're starting on the 19th.
Right around the corner.
I mean, right around the corner, Football Friday. We got the sign already ready to go, and it's going to be a wonderful event every Friday night.
Hence one of the reasons why that me and Mr. Palo weren't talking a whole lot yesterday. A lot of stuff has to happen between now and then.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens.
A lot of things. A lot of things.
For Scott.
A lot of things.
We'll leave it at that.
I know.
But it's going to be a great year this year. And what would be interesting, what would be neat to do is somehow correlate this thing with the Football Friday and at least get all the schools that we represent to be part of it.
Yeah, and it's a process, and we're going to hopefully get more schools as we go. And and I think it's going to grow.
I think it will.
Sure it will.
And
sure it will.
so we're excited for it. I'm very excited.
Well, I
1 year at a
appreciate
time.
I appreciate you coming by to tell us about it, and again, we'll have you back, and then, like we said, on the 19th, we'll just move from here over to there, and we'll do our deal there. But it's going to be a great event. It's at Walker Valley High School.
It is at Walker Valley this year.
At the corral there, and it's going to be October the 6th, beginning at 6 o'clock. Okay. And for more information, contact Scott at Walker Valley High School, and you can find out more about it. All right, I think that we're about out of time. Am I correct, Jennifer? All right.
Yes.
We will see you guys next Wednesday again. Scott, thank you for being here. We thank Kathy Irwin and Ron Moore for being here today. Have yourself a great Wednesday. It's 7:30. It's 71 degrees, and we'll see you next Wednesday.